Thank you. Bonsoir, mes amis, et merci, Chantal. You know, for the last 15 years, whenever I've covered the country and traveled from coast to coast to coast, there's one question I get more than anything else. What's Chantal Hébert really like? I know that some of you have got your meals in front of you, your salads anyway. Don't be shy. Please go ahead. I think this is the fourth Lifetime Achievement Award that I've received in the past couple of years. I get it, you know. I'm done. I promise, I'm out of here. Seriously, this is truly an honor, and it's not lost on me that the work that this award is for is not mine alone. I have had exceptional colleagues throughout my career, and I have been lucky enough to stand on their shoulders for years. They should be up here with me getting this award. Some of them are here in the room tonight. I'm going to single out one person for two reasons, and that person is Fred Parker. A lot of you know Fred for good reason. He's been the Nationals director. He was at my side every day that I anchored the National for 29 years. And secondly, I recognize him because he is the son-in-law of the late, great Knowlton Nash. Knowlton was a mentor to me and many other people in this room from various networks and news organizations. And you know what? He was a founder of this organization. And if it wasn't for Knowlton Nash, I doubt we'd actually be sitting here tonight honoring our colleagues in journalism. Now, the job of being a nightly network news anchor is probably the best job in the world. The places you get to go to, the people you meet, the stories that you get to tell. You witness history, and you have the honor and the responsibility of sharing that with the world. Now, it can be tough on those around you, on family and friends. It can be all-consuming. Balance doesn't come easily. And I'm the first to admit I have not always handled that balance well. So these days, it's been nice having 7 p.m. dinners with my family again after so many years, and I owe them a big thanks for their support and for their understanding. Now, this award means a lot to me because it comes from the CJF. And it means a lot to me because it's from other journalists. And journalists value hard work. Chantal has always said, journalism is not a popularity contest. And that's so true. It's so true now more than ever. My position has always been that I don't really care if you like me. But when I tell you something, I have to have earned the right for you to believe it. That's my job. That's the job of all of us in this room who call ourselves journalists, to seek out and report the truth. Now, the truth isn't easy to find. It can be complicated. It can be circumvented. It's rarely convenient. It always has consequences. But it's the critical thing as journalists that we must pursue. Telling the truth is our job. It's our most important job. Find the truth and report it. And no one has done that job better this past year than the journalists who, in a little while, we will be honoring tonight. If you need proof of the fact that journalism matters, just look at the work of Jody Cantor and Megan Toohey. They were up against a spectacular liar one who had incredible power. Powerful liars are the most dangerous. We see that in a number of facets of our life today. It was that power that kept this story from seeing the light of day for so long. But these brave journalists and the courage of the many sources they developed finally exposed the lies piece by piece. They made certain that the truth came out and gave a voice to so many who felt they had no opinion, no option, but to be silent. There is much to admire about their work, the care they took with this story, the meticulous nature of their facts, the quality of their journalism. They made sure that every account, every detail, every story that they told could be backed up and defended. That is superb journalism. But you know what? They did something else, something that every one of us in this room should be paying attention to. They were transparent. They were honest about the process, about how they got the story, about what they faced to get the story. Transparency is a key in today's journalism, because journalism is under scrutiny like we've never seen before, for bias, for agendas, and for the past 2 years for that hashtag attack, fake news. Now, it was easy at first to dismiss all that as the ramblings of the uneducated or the delusional. It was laughed at, scoffed at, and worst, it was ignored. We can't do that anymore. We can't be naive about how we are viewed by some, and we have to stop taking for granted that people should just trust us, because some don't. We cannot pretend there aren't reasonable people out there questioning what we do. We must be prepared to answer their questions. We need to be able to defend our work. And part of defending our work is being able to explain how we do it. I'm not talking about revealing sources or giving away competitive advantages. I'm talking about making sure that our readers and viewers and listeners understand the standards we have as serious, legitimate news organizations. That we give them the information about how we make decisions and why in a real and concrete way, so that they know just how careful we are, so that they understand the extremely high bar of sourcing and double sourcing and triple sourcing, so that they realize the painstaking process of verifying the truth. We need to show them that we know the consequences when we go to air or when we publish a story. That's what the journalists we are honoring tonight did so well in the stories they wrote and in the explanations they continue to give about how they did it. We have similar shining examples closer to home. I'll name one, because it's easy to name her. She's here tonight. She's our host. It's what Robin did so well in her incredible series, Unfounded, on sexual assault statistics. She and her colleagues at the Globe laid out the methodology, the asks, the process, right there in black and white for their readers. That attention to detail and the willingness to be open about how journalism happens cannot be the exception in our industry. It must be what we all are doing all the time. It must be part of our stories. In an age when anyone with a cell phone and a Twitter account can pretend to be a journalist, it's important now, more than ever, that we set ourselves apart. That means pursuing the truth with every fiber of our being, with everything that we are, and never settling for less. But also by making sure we bring the public into our discussions. They're watching what we do, so, let's show them. We're trained to question power and authority. We must accept that we too will be questioned. And we need to address those questions head on. We need to ensure that those who are wavering in their trust of us stay with us. Because when you arm people, all people, with the facts, it helps them make better decisions for themselves, for their families, and for their communities. We've got an opportunity in front of us to redefine our role as truth seekers and truth tellers. You know, so many of us in this room have seen the best and we've seen the worst of humanity. Many of us have been personally threatened, and all of us have seen colleagues around the world attacked on what seems these days like a daily basis, and some of those attacks have resulted in death. It can be a dangerous, dark time to be a journalist, but that's when you know that what we do is needed now more than ever. The truth is needed now more than ever. So let's honor each other by finding it, by sharing it, by speaking it. Retirement or not, I won't stop believing in this profession, and I know none of you will either. Thank you for this. I'm going to cherish it. Thank you.